What's called Dad's Kitchen?
No. Whole steam, whole neck.
Weekend Warrior Chef. Master Chef Dad version.
Cooking with Grace and Style.
This is Grace I'm Style. We call it Grace's Kitchen. Combat Cooking with Grace. Home Alone with Dad. Dad Style Cooking.
Bread with berries. Sandwiches with berries.
How to train your dad to cook. Cooking Dad's way. Okay, after 30 minutes of determining what we're going to call this show, we have decided that In the Kitchen with Dad is maybe the most appropriate. So today, we are going to cook pretzels. Step number 1, and we have a list of ingredients here, and you'll see them right on the screen as we go along. So, step number 1, Grace, my helpful assistant Grace, we need 3 cups of lukewarm water in the mixing bowl. Sprinkle yeast on lukewarm water in the mixing bowl. Stir to dissolve. I get to stir.
Why?
Because I'm the chef.
You can do everything.
I'm like Master Chef. Yeast on the water. 6 tablespoons of brown sugar.
It's not gonna sprinkle. It's all gonna come out at one time.
There.
Gross.
I wash my hands. 2.5 teaspoons of salt. Two cups of bread flour, which by the way is very difficult to find. You have to find flour that actually says bread flour. And 6 cups of regular flour. Okay, so now we knead the dough till it's elastic and smooth. This is smooth. This is elastic. So you put the dough back in the pan, cover it with plastic, and allow it to rise for 30 minutes. Okay, we've let the dough rise for 30 minutes, so now we're ready to make the pretzel. In this we have 4 cups of hot water, and in it we're putting 4 tablespoons of baking soda. So Grace, you'll stir that up.
I don't have anything to stir with.
Stir it up. The recipe calls for greased baking sheet. Now, Grace has decided that we should use parchment paper. I'm not even sure what parchment paper is. It's paper, but it doesn't burn. You can put it in the oven. I don't get it. We are going to take out the dough. What are you doing?
Putting flour out.
Why would you do that?
So it doesn't stick.
Put it where?
On the table.
Flour on the table.
Yes. Move the ball.
Is this what you're supposed to do?
Yes.
Just that much?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you pinch off pieces of the dough and you start rolling it out by hand into a long rope. Generally speaking, you don't throw it in your lap. Are you going to eat that now? That one's yours.
Okay.
So you roll it out to about a foot long and maybe a ½ an inch thick into a rope. It's like Play-Doh snakes. So once you have the rope in place, you actually make the pretzel shape, and then you put it in the baking soda and hot water bath, just enough to coat it, and then put it on the baking sheet.
Good job.
Let's see if you can do it fastest. Yes. Well, that looks good. With more parchment paper. Yeah, parchment. Cardboard paper?
Yes.
Cardboard paper?
Okay.
Preheat the oven to 450 degrees so it'll be warm and ready to go. My lovely assistant Grace, plastic wrap will not work.
Oh. Oh, man.
Okay, so we'll put that pan in the oven for 10 minutes at 450 degrees.
I'm getting everybody a
Don't
little
eat
tiny
it.
pretzel.
Don't eat it.
I wasn't going to until you told me not to.
The world is watching. Now, while it's in the oven for 10 minutes, we have to now make preparations for the coating. We're going to do a salted coating, a cinnamon sugar coating, and we're going to make a dip that you can use to dip the pretzels in. Okay, so we take cinnamon and we add sugar to it, and so that you have a nice blend of cinnamon and sugar on a plate. You can also have salted pretzels, which many folks like. Now, the salted pretzels, you'll want to use a very coarse salt, and we prefer the sea salt. So our dipping sauce today will require mayonnaise, mustard, brown sugar, and cider. So we'll take a small bowl. First thing we're going to do is take 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, 1/4 cup of mustard, you'll want 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. And last is a 1/2 teaspoon of cider. We'll have a teaspoon here, so we'll just, yeah, good enough. So now we'll mix all this up until it has a nice smooth consistency that you would expect from a dipping sauce. You want to try it, Grace?
Really?
Yes, yes you do. You have to. No, why did you touch it? Yum! Delicious. Thank you for trying that, Grace. In the meantime, we also need to melt butter, because you're going to want to, when they come out of the oven, you want to coat them with a nice coating of melted butter. And we like to put a little bit of brown sugar in the melted butter just to get it a little bit sweet. Now the pretzels have cooked for 10 minutes in the oven, so now they come out a very nice golden brown. The first thing you want to do is take the melted butter with a little bit of brown sugar that we talked about earlier in a brush, and we just want to glaze each one a little bit. So she has a plate there with the coarse sea salt. Grace, you'll just want to sprinkle it on top. And I'll do the cinnamon sugar version. You just drop it into cinnamon sugar. Maybe sprinkle a little bit on top. Shake it off. Shake, 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 shake. Shake it off. Shake it off. More of these. Why are you eating the pretzel?
I'll taste testing.
So now you can see, and we have another plate coming, but we have delicious brown sugar cinnamon pretzels, as well as salted and unsalted pretzels.
Ow.
Delicious. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. Mom, hurry up!
We have someone on stage.
You're going, oh my.